Black screen.
This is not going to be fun.
Oh, you're on stage.
Be quiet.
Oh, hey, look. There's like a million comments.
We are trying something new tonight, folks. Welcome to Thin Line Defense.
You guys see us or what?
Yeah. Why was Joe all black? So, yeah, it wouldn't be... I already don't like that the comments are on the other side of the screen. It's already messing with me.
Oh, I wonder if I could change that. Nope.
Oh. Look how cool.
Nope.
Look how cool. They came in all cool. Like you have to read them, though. So, for the podcast...
Wait, really again. Croak.
I like how that shows up.
One thing that we noticed with this, guys, is that in StreamYard, when we were streaming in StreamYard, we could see all of your pregame comments. And here, we didn't see any of them until we went live.
Hey, one thing I like is it says how long ago the comments were. So like you can say
hour.
Yeah. Well, it says like 26 minutes. And we come down later.
John Jacob Jingleheimer Schmidt says, "Let's go."
Oh, is he
and
new?
Croak responds, "Hey, your name is Shadowman with some wizards. Wizard get your nods. Wizard get your nods. Love it. Tactical Java. What's going on?
Change where the comments show up. I mean, I don't hate that.
How do you
like that? That's actually pretty cool. I like how it has like the little profile picture and everything.
Yeah.
All right. Welcome to the Thin Line Defense live chat. If you aren't joining along, make sure to grab a drink of choice. If it's coffee, water, whatever it is, so you can play along whenever we say the wizards. And if you need some wizards, share them.
Yeah, and some assistance from our viewers out there. So we're trying to stream to Rumble, Twitter, Facebook, and YouTube. So we're seeing the YouTube comments. If you are on Rumble, supposedly the way that I set it up, if someone comments on Rumble, I should be able to see it here. So I'd love if you guys could test that. And if anyone is on Twitter, I don't think I'll be able to see the comments, but if someone could say that, yes, we are streaming on Twitter, that would be very helpful.
12 Bravo says that. I know it's way further down, but he's saying that the video is way crisper. Yeah. So one of the main reasons we flipped over is because this is 1080 instead of the 720 that the stupid StreamYard lets you do.
I could take our names off even if you guys want to see more of us.
Yeah.
Croak saying is not seeing the stream on Twitter.
Okay. That stinks. We tried doing the RTMP, whatever that stands for. Your favorite libertarian wizard, my dudes. What's going on, buddy?
What does Prepper Book Club's test thing say right there?
What's up, wizard? Where?
Test. That's from Rumble.
Oh,
hey, yes, we got you from Rumble, Prepper. Thanks, buddy. So that's a perk.
So far,
I got nothing coming over on. It's not even showing us posting anything on Twitter right now.
So when I started up, and maybe this is my bad, I should have checked with Walsh, but there was like two options to put a URL, RTMP or RTMPS, and I just did RTMP. Maybe I should have done the other one. I don't know.
You always go with the longer one.
Yeah.
Croak says, "Did you hit the tweet once you set the stream up with Twitter's producer?" I did not. I wonder if I can do that now.
One thing I don't like is we don't have a count. We don't really have a count of how many people are in here.
Yeah, you do. Well, at least for me, up on the top next to end broadcast, it says that there's 20.
Oh, we can't. Yeah, I don't have the ability to just end the broadcast. That's probably.
Imagine if you would have agreed to be the collaborator. Just imagine.
I mean, I did agree, but then I just never clicked the link for like 20 years.
What did you imagine?
Dr. Dole's in the house.
Oh, I think everybody's still showing up. GL dude's grabbing a beverage. See, I can't see, guys. Before I used to be able to click on things and be able to like bring up your comments, but that power got taken away from me because
Joe is frozen and we haven't even noticed.
No,
he's probably been like that.
He's asleep
for the past.
Dude, no. I'm here. I just don't know what's working and what's not. Can you even see me?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Okay.
No.
You look frozen.
Oh.
No, I hate change. I'm over here sulking. I hate change.
Oh, Walsh, the patches MI still haven't gotten it.
If you think that it couldn't have gotten any smaller on my phone, now the video is like maybe 10% of my screen.
There, you can make it full screen.
How? You could buy a computer.
Yeah, if you had a computer, you can make it full screen.
It's not that. I have a computer. I
Full
just don't.
screen?
Oh, you do?
I'm down in my basement, and
Go
there's
get
the
it.
internet doesn't.
Make it full
Did you-
screen.
Let
Go
me
get
talk. Let me talk. The internet doesn't reach
Make
down
it full
here.
screen, Joe.
What do you need? You need a
Ow.
better. You need a better modem, router. What do we need? What do we got to make to have this happen?
You lost the power.
How do I make it full screen, Cody?
There's a little thing. If you look down here by the speaker, the camera, and all that, all the way
The
to
bars, and then you click full screen mode.
Yep.
Okay.
Yeah, you guys are still this big.
Harry said, "Video is definitely way sharper. Not sure if I like it with Jason not wearing a mask." Oh, that's awesome.
Mike
There we
wins.
So
Mike wins the internet for now.
223 DMR. Good evening, man. Yeah, so that's one of the perks of being here is that we're able to stream in 1080p versus 720 with StreamYard. Zach Fett says Joe needs an Eero setup.
I can't
don't know
even
what
like
that is.
look that up and share my screen anymore because I'm a
well,
child.
whatever that is better than what he's got. So yes, he needs that.
Another YouTuber. I can't see Joe's mouth moving anymore.
How to set up?
Oh.
Oh, a whole home Wi-Fi system.
Oh yeah.
Oh,
J Dub
I
says
think-
Joe spends too much money on Mountain Dew and whiskey to buy a computer.
You know
That's
what?
very true.
I
And
think
car parts.
I had my guess as to who I think another YouTuber is.
Who is it?
we're still
I'm-
doing
Yes, every night. Well, this isn't
No,
breaking
I think it's a
news.
real one. Another YouTuber. Let me know if your first name is Matt. I'm pretty sure it is. I won't ruin it. If it is, I won't ruin it.
There's like a
already
90%
did.
chance his name is Matt because everybody's name is Matt.
Yeah. Is your last name is Smith? I promise I won't ruin it.
No, because I talked to
Tell me
someone.
last
I
name.
talked to someone who I enjoy very
Last name
much,
is Smith.
John.
and he like knew stories about me that he shouldn't have known. Like, oh, I think I know who this person is.
Timothy Tate says received an email from Haley Strategic and it had your guys' video as a reference to the flat pack. That was awesome to see. Hey, bud.
Wow,
Appreciate you
that's cool.
commenting. That's
That's weird.
interesting that you said that because we were just talking about how many views our Haley flat pack video has got over the last like day. It's gone like 400 views. It's crazy.
And it's just such a random because it's such a random.
Well, that's because they're
video.
sending out an email. You didn't listen.
Yeah.
But I try. I mean,
Yeah, dude.
oh,
That went
Uh,
right over Walsh's head. Like,
Yeah, it did.
hey, drink some of your coffee. Here, I'll
Another
give you incentive.
YouTuber,
Wizard,
another YouTuber
wizard them knees, wizard butt blast.
negative Ghost Rider. The pattern is empty.
Oh, no, Matt.
it's not him. Not Matt.
Croak says, I think I have a Chromebook floating around here, Joe.
We said that it's the Wi-Fi is the problem. We can get him a better network. Like that's not that difficult.
Joe.
Apparently it
Dude,
is.
last time you had anything to do with my router, my crap didn't work for like a
Oh
week.
my god. Yeah, because it probably
Joe,
actually
And then
on
Cody
the
went like,
internet-
replace the power supply.
so many Matts.
I would have never said that.
There are a lot of
I
Matts.
know that doesn't work.
There are so many Matts on YouTube. Michael Farley, what's going on?
Yeah. Okay.
Maurice,
so like,
Maurice Barlow. Hello, the cool guys.
let me
What's
put
going
it
on,
in
Maurice?
perspective. We have a Haley hitchhike video that has, I don't know, maybe 10 views every now and again. Has like
Okay.
600 in the last hour.
Yeah, go back and reread that comment. What
I
did
know.
that
It's like
comment say, Walsh?
they shared it with their thing, but I don't know why they would share that video. I don't think it's very nice to them. It's like how to make the flat pack functional. That's what that
And they're
video
like,
is called.
Yeah, it's funny.
Hey.
It's funny that, well, we've talked about this before where, folk like someone puts out a video and Walsh usually jokes around like, if I have to make a video explaining how this is supposed to be used, you designed it poorly. And then Haley's like, hey, we designed it poorly. Here's a video to help you to understand how it works. Walsh's video.
That's what happened.
Here's a total jerk explaining how to use it.
Hey, we'll take it.
Hey, Josh, what's up, dude? He says, so if you pump the I'm guessing he means the antimatter switch, scope switch. If you pumped it more, did it shoot harder?
Yeah, significantly.
It did
Yeah.
significantly harder.
I think it was funny when I did that too.
Another YouTuber is actually Chuck Norris. That's what J-Dub says.
Hey,
Don't even joke about that. You could have just
a lot of-
killed it.
there's
You
a
could
lot
have
of
killed us all.
Seemingly new people like
Wizard. I'm drinking some water.
there's John Jacob Jingleheimer Smith. There's Josh. A bunch
Yeah.
John
of
Jacob
Yeah.
have been on here before.
Has he? Oh,
He has
We
been, yeah.
sung his jingle.
Jay Fish was here. Remember we were talking about the
last
Chicago Cubs being world champions, and it's only been happened one time in like 2016. Right, I remember that 2016.
Are you?
And then
Are
the
you
other
on
time
the
was like
playoffs this
1908.
year? No.
I don't. Is that sound? That
Somebody's
doesn't sound
joke.
like. It sounds like he knows. Cody
The
knows
answer.
already.
Yeah.
Well, I'm gonna ask you.
Croak says it didn't shoot harder, just farther.
I like how he says. Croak says, if you pump it more than twice, you're playing with it.
Yeah.
Paul Bravo says, "I told you 10 pumps only." GL dude, what's up? GL dude 14. Haven't seen you comment here before. Maybe I have.
Yeah, we have.
I'm sorry. Says, will pumping the scope switch cause any negligent discharges?
Yes.
You know what? It's funny because we're not even.
discharges.
We still have like 4 minutes until we get to the YouTube recap. We're trying something new tonight, folks. We have a new streaming service, and we have like an actual schedule that we're trying to follow. Some of the folks in Discord, I know some of the folks in Discord were like, "Don't have a schedule." The off the rails is like the magic, and you could tell that we are still going to go off the rails. We're just going to be a little more structured about how we go off the rails.
We already talked about what we were going to name our off the rails segment.
Dude, I'm looking at Discord right now. They literally did share. Oh, can you share that picture on Discord? Because I'm a child now.
You're frozen on my picture.
Well, great, even better.
Creator Spotlight, Thin Line Defense Co. This is cool.
Yeah.
Now, how do I?
Haley Hitchhike.
Now I have to figure out how to.
Somebody should have read the title of that.
How to use a flat pack with a plate carrier.
Yeah, it was called how to make it functional is what it was called.
Functional.
Oh, welcome back.
Do this, and let's do this.
There we go.
And it's gone.
No, not you. We don't want your face.
There we go.
And now I see you again.
God, it's just worse.
How's that?
I'm a croak. This is stupid.
I like 12 Bravo. 12 Bravo can't structure off the rails.
Yeah.
It's just Cody.
Hey.
Oh, there's a delay, it seems like, because I'm clicking and
we're learning, guys. You guys know how this works.
No, they don't. Some of them are like, why am I here? Can you pump it more than twice?
Every time Jason does that, mine freezes.
The rifle should have been blurred out when Walsh was working the scope switch. Completely inappropriate.
Can you move us around to be in the proper order?
Cody, Walsh, Jason, Joe. There you go. There we go. Is everyone happy now?
I don't want Bravo fussing at us.
Jay Fish says, nope, they missed out this year by 2 games. Are the Astros in it?
Yeah.
Who else?
You said the wild card.
I haven't followed baseball at all this year.
Gio, dude, his comment says, I'm starting to think Walsh isn't streaming from his actual kitchen. Nope. There's a wall right here. I'm literally.
Hey, Super Seamus is here. What's up, dude?
Oh.
Hey, from Rumble. So if you guys remember, Super Seamus, like a year ago, probably not that long ago, he gave us a $20 like Rumble chat or something.
Really?
Way back when. Yeah, it's funny because Rumble took like $4 of it. So in total on Rumble, we've made like $16.37, and $16 came from him. All the other videos we made 37 cents on. Good to see you, buddy. So that's one cool thing about EV Mux is that we can actually see the comments on Rumble instead of having to have a separate screen open up. But apparently I screwed up on Twitter, so sorry.
Hold on. Can we comment from it? Well, who in their right mind shared a thin line defense video on Halo Strategic? Did they reach out to any of you guys? They said nothing to me.
No, I didn't.
Whatever.
Are you mad? I don't understand.
This is weird. Like I would hope we showed them something better than that one.
I'm pretty sure that's where the uptick came from.
Yeah.
They'd be like, who are these guys?
Oh, the Texans are in.
Walsh is proud right now, and that's why he won't let it go. Like
no.
Move past
no.
that 5 minutes.
I'm a little bit concerned. You'd be like, I want people to find this. Like those guys seem like jerks. Like
how do I bring this up again in conversation?
Oh my god.
Croak. Yeah. Is Croak a Rangers fan?
Jason, how do you have that cool like transparent logo by your name?
Oh, I added it.
Oh.
He's the only cool guy.
Yeah, I think if you were a collaborator, you'd be able to do that. Maybe not, though. I don't know. Okay, we're coming up on our first segment break.
Do it.
And
I'm
this
so
is our YouTube recap.
You know how to work it?
Joe's so upset right now.
Wow.
I don't get to see anything. It's just a black screen.
Oh, it was horrible. Just so you know, it wasn't. It was awesome.
No, it was good. I like
It was
it.
awesome.
YouTube recap.
Why is
So
there?
this is where we're going to talk about what I don't know why there's a delay, but we'd like to talk about spend the next little bit focus on our last week's videos.
Yeah. So Joe, you told me JW goes, what the hell was even that? See, that's our official segue. We're pros. We are professionals. So
yeah, what the hell was even that?
That was our
it was
pro
our
segue.
yeah.
We worked hard on it. Don't make fun of us.
He probably saw what I saw, just a black
Exactly.
screen
Yeah.
with some weird.
Oh, if he did, then he's watching on a phone.
We should play it
Not
again.
Android.
We should play it again. Just
Yeah.
in
Do you want me to play it again?
Yeah, play it again.
Yeah.
Can you see it again?
Yep. I want to see everybody go away in a black screen. Let's do it.
Croak
still
says
just a black
WTF production values.
Hey, look at us.
Get on the rails if we tried.
Yeah, we couldn't get on the rails if we tried.
Yeah. Croak. No, I'm a Rays fan, and Texas beat
Hold
them
on.
in the wild card.
We almost
Oh.
went on target. Hold on now.
Yeah.
Almost.
Hey, so I'm going to say something about the scope switch video.
Good. I want to hear it.
Yeah, number one, I like all the points that you brought up, especially changing your shooting stance. That's a big one, right?
Yeah.
All of the cable and lever and everything else, I put everything on my weapon to make it more simple. I don't want anything to break, and that makes it way more complicated. And I got to say, out of the four of us, you are the best at saying mean things nicely. That was my huge takeaway from that video, and that you said so many mean things nicely.
I thought I was being pretty
It's
mean.
like
I thought I was being pretty mean.
they can't even be mad at you. Like they
Because,
can't even be mad at you.
I mean, I would use like a lot of those were really candid. Like the funny one where I'm doing kneeling, and I immediately look at the camera and I'm like I used it and I was like, oh, that's bad. It's so bad. And it was just completely candid. Like even the ones at the range, I was just like, when I was looking at the camera, I was like, oh, I would be so frustrated because like you're like floating in between positions.
Have you caught any fire for that?
So this is crazy because only I think of all the comments, I think this was the most nutty thing. Only one person was angry, and this one guy was like, "I literally just ordered this today, and you're using it wrong." I'm like, "Bro, I don't think it's possible. Of all the things I did, that I was using it wrong." But okay, so he was like, the only one.
You should have said, "Hey, give us a follow-up video of using it correctly. I'd love to see it."
He's like, "You gotta train more. If you train until you die, then it's actually mildly functional." I will say
what people don't understand, if we don't care what you use.
No,
I don't care. You could buy something that I said with the absolute worst trash, and I'd be like, man, I'm glad you're using something. I'm glad you're out there shooting. Glad you're practicing.
I do want to say this, and I think the guys at the channel knew this. I had gotten it out of the bag. I set it up, and I think it had been okay. I've done a ton of scopes and scope mounting, so all that's fine. Like I do all that all the time. So I think it was within 5 minutes I had broken the whole thing.
Yeah,
it was like I have cables jammed and everything. Everything was all torn up, and I like end up having to burn some of the cable sheathing off, then cut it all off. I was like, dude, it can't possibly be this complicated.
Good thing we don't have to send that back to anyone.
Yeah.
I despise when you put a red dot on top of a scope. Like, I just don't like doing that. And I would use that hands down way before I ever bought that scope switch.
Well, so here's something that really frustrated me. Not really about Walsh's video, but about the hype of the scope switch. Primary Arms did a video, and they were like, look how cool the scope switch is. It's so much faster. And they had these guys shoot with the scope switch and then shoot with a red dot magnifier and a regular LPVO, like using a throw lever. And the scope switch, they were like 3 seconds, and the other ones they were like 8 seconds. But when they zoomed in using the scope switch, they barely
they would go like they would just like turn it with their thumb when you have to go a full like articulation down the handguard to move the magnification ring. So
Yeah.
it was a
And
little.
the
They
one
were
that I got
almost
my
accurate.
hands on, there's no
Mm.
way you're just moving it with your thumb.
Yeah.
Like you had to put some effort into that thing.
Because you've tried to, yeah. And that's the thing I didn't really share, like how much force I was putting behind that. Like,
Oh, trust
Yeah.
me, we knew how much work.
listen, there was a lot of practice
Stop.
that had to go into being able to
Trust
do that
me,
video. Kurt.
we know that there was a lot of practice.
Mhm.
But I do
You've
want
been
to say that
practicing
your
it for that
comment,
moment since you were about 14.
your comment about like changing how you're gripping the rifle, you might as well at that point you might as well just use the throw lever. I thought that would just summed it up right there. Like,
Yeah.
if
Like,
I'm
people
gonna
are like,
have to
change it.
reposition my hand once I activate the switch, I might as well have just moved it with a throw lever.
Yeah, because you're already repositioning your hand already. Like you having to do that anyway. And
Yep.
Too old school, dude. I'd say red dot magnifier. Like why are we doing this?
did you
to
guys watch?
ourselves?
So you know, I've really learned to love, and me and Jason got to meet him. But the guys over at 1911 Syndicate, I've really learned. I've really like they've slowly become some of my favorites because
well, one of them.
Yeah. The other guy I don't care about. That's the tall guy. And what's funny is every time I see him, I was like, "Hey, I know you," and he likes it. They did a video on I really wanna love LPVOs. So basically, they tested them and they're just like, "I like LPVOs. They look good, but they're like an abusive girlfriend. Like they hit you and they're garbage to you, but they're cute." It was just one of my favorites. They use it and they were just like, and they did a good thing. They did an interesting thing where they were like, the LPVO, they could achieve the same results, but they had to try harder. And I was like, you know what? That's a good example. That's a good way of explaining it. Like, I got to do the same thing, but I got to try 20% harder to do it with an LPVO, where a red dot magnifier is just so much simpler. So,
yeah. Well, and we talk about it like as long as you train into something. Like I don't mind LPVOs. I don't think I'm as anti LPVO as anyone else on the team. I have some on some of my guns, but I do prefer a red dot magnifier over it. But if you train with it and that's what you're used to, then go for it.
I don't know.
Croak said he's also good at saying nice things meanly. Is meanly a word?
Sure.
Probably. You said it. You're the smartest one.
It is today.
Crook said a lot of nice things to me in the last couple weeks.
Yeah, what is he thinking?
Yeah, what?
How
Yeah, that's
dare he?
weird.
No,
Yeah, I'd be
he was
concerned.
actually being mean. Yeah.
Yeah, it's probably. Yeah.
It's been.
Josh said the scope switch just reminded me of her.
Oh.
Be a man.
Like,
put a
I think I was trying to say
dot.
this. I was trying to say this earlier, but I want to give us credit because we called it. Like when we first saw that scope switch, we're like
this thing's gonna be garbage.
It was so much worse.
Dude. I was hopeful.
No,
really
because
was.
this was my thing that as soon as I used it, so I said this to the guys. I was like, the scope switch is the first product that I disliked, then took to the range and disliked even more. Because as soon as I was shooting with it, like being in the fully collapsed form and zoomed in every time, because I did one clip and I probably should have showed it a little bit more, but if I didn't touch the scope switch, I could just be drilling the targets all day. But as soon as I zoomed in, all of a sudden I'm just like all over the place. I'm like, I can't even get near the target now. So
you did say that there was an automated one, right?
No, they're working on one.
Yeah. Can you imagine that? Like a pulley and slider is $700. Imagine a battery powered one, how much they're going to charge.
And how much heavier it's going to be.
And my concern is this is what happened with me. Once the pulley's jammed up, so you have a ring on a spacer on the magnification ring. There's no way, like if it fails or gets jammed up or the battery runs out, there's no way you can just manually manhandle the magnification. You're just stuck. So I think that's going to introduce a whole new slew of problems. Well, imagine if it's slow, like if it's like
or loud.
Or
Can you
loud.
imagine it being loud?
It's a motor.
You're out there, you're like sniping coyotes, and you hear.
Or just so I wonder why they don't do it like a clutch cable, right, Joe? It's like why didn't it have like an outer sleeve for lack of better words, and then the cable runs in the sleeve.
Mhm.
They just have like covered. It's just like covered in a coating. That cable
Yeah,
will
I
never.
saw that.
Yeah.
I saw that, and then it
Dude,
just
and imagine
switched
if
over
they
to
put it
pulley.
on the bottom, you know how like people use those
Yeah.
forward grips and they actually
Yeah.
grab it, and it's like a throttle where you just turn it one way or the other.
Yeah.
Zoom
Yeah.
in, zoom out,
You
zoom
just
in,
sit there.
No.
zoom out.
I'm not mad at that. Honestly, that makes sense. Or like the
I think-
automated one,
I
if it was
think
a pressure
anything
pad.
that the three of us or the four of us could come up with right now would be better than what is actually out.
Unfortunately.
No.
Yeah.
Super Seamus over on Rumble said, I think the concept of an auto-adjusting scope is super cool. One day we will
yeah.
have built-in electronic mechanical zoom on scopes. Likely by that point, we will also have built-in IR lasers, rangefinder, etc. Yeah, man. And so, okay, so the other video, if we're done with scope switches, there's no other comments about the scope switch. That I
Yeah, I'm
see.
not mad at them for being innovative. I love that.
And I said
honestly.
that I like them being innovative, but I don't like the smoke they were blowing up everybody's butt.
Well,
it
my
being
thing
like
with that company is that cool thing that for your 320, what is it called?
flux.
Of the Raider Flux.
Yeah, like I
Raider?
almost bought a 320 so I could build that out, right?
What?
But it's never available. It's never available.
It's available now, but now it's kind of like
Oh, is it?
Yeah.
it's
'Cause
kinda-
I looked for an entire year and it was never available.
Well, I
And
remember working
gave
with
up.
Angry Sarge. He was buying them like secondhand for like twice the price. It was just pissing me off that the only place where you could get them is buying them secondhand twice the price because people were just snagging them. The company's not doing anything to limit that. It's just all super shady. And
It
maybe
was
not
worse than trying to get a PS5.
It's as bad. Yeah.
Yep.
I mean, I have a PS5.
Well,
I don't have a Flux.
Now you can get a PS5 at Walmart.
Yeah, exactly.
Yeah.
You can't get no Flux.
So other video was the Arisaka IR-V Designate Illuminator, right?
Yeah, I don't know if any. I know Joe. Do you?
Joe watched it.
Yeah. Do you play with a lot of IR illuminators?
No, so honestly, the only thing that we really had, we had IR stuff on our trucks, and then I actually had a lens for my hand carry flashlight. Like that was my IR
You
illuminator.
like switch it from the
No,
color.
you know little caps that you can put on the end of a flashlight, and they're like red or green or whatever. They make them where they're IR. So you just take a regular flashlight, you throw a cap on it, and now it's an IR flashlight.
Your favorite libertarian says, "I'm waiting until you can yell enhance at the scope, and it goes all CSI."
Yeah, I like
No, because
that.
my question to you, Joe, because I think people don't realize this. You can get too much illumination, and there's something I was trying to share was that the D-Ball D2 is this huge monstrosity, and what's cool is we're going to go to a nighttime class, and Jason's going to use the D2, but he's going to have to use the full-on, and Hop gave me grief about this, not using the full-on diffuser from Villain Weapon System, and it does cut it down significantly, but then you go from like this diffused function to like the super spotlight. You don't have any in between at all. I just think it's too much. It's throwing too much light, and whereas the Arisaka has a really good balance, it's not shooting out 300 yards well, you can do 300, but not like 500, 600 yards like the D-Ball D2.
Yeah.
You can't shoot that far with night vision.
Yeah.
No.
But is it worth? So it's $2,000, right?
Yeah, that's the pill, and I think even Crow commented on that. Like,
you know what they need to make?
It's just-
They need to make an IR flare. That's what they need to make.
I don't know if that's a thing. I don't know. If that's,
How would you
I'm
do
not
that?
saying it is. I don't know.
Yeah, I don't know.
I'm not an engineer, okay? I just come up with ideas and
Not a
expect other
rocket
people
scientist.
to figure it out. Like I want a slat flare like that shoots up in the air and illuminates the whole area, only IR. Like that's what you really
He could have
need.
been a doctor, well, an ambulance driver at least.
Highlight that Crow comment for a second. The one with the flux. So
Croak says Flux Antimatter is part of that Nevada Utah mafia, so they get a lot of free influencer exposure.
And I want to comment on this from the people that I've dealt with. There is and was and continues to be a whole lot of apprehension to tell those guys that their product is bad or to say it's bad on camera. So I find that very interesting that people who are normally very good at saying things are bad tiptoed around it. And I don't know what that's all about.
The one that I saw that was interesting, Grand Thumb's cameraman the
tiptoed
only
on it
like
bad.
negative thing that he said was that it looks like you're giving your rifle a hand job.
But he never said anything good either. At the beginning, he's like, "It's been a couple weeks, and I still don't know if it's good or." But he tiptoed it around it bad. But there was probably like 4 or 5 others that also tipped. They didn't want to say it was bad. They did like the axle hearing protection thing, like it's okay. Like no, it sucks. Don't say that.
Yeah. Croak says actually using the D2 with the full diffuser worked very well for me in my last night vision course.
See, Jason's gonna say it's perfect. Yours like he's gonna be like, "Walsh, yours sucked." I'm like,
yeah. Vaping Grandpa's in the house. Said, good evening, everyone. Why are we on this topic? F this, I'm out of here. Good point. And we are actually at a good segue. This is kind of exciting for us because this is our first live chat that's sponsored. And
What?
I have a cool little ticker that I made.
Did you?
HRT Tactical Gear.com. You know, we've had Chris on the channel before. We love Chris. We love HRT Tactical. Yeah, we got
Swag.
Look at that. Cody and Walsh both wearing
HRT.
I did not. I got a Magpul. Joe and I are rocking Magpul tonight. But HRT Tactical Gear, truly appreciate the support from them. I have their chest rig that I love. I know Joe really wants their L back. He's never gonna get it. Ever.
So Chris did say
It's
one
like
time,
Borat.
He was like,
never gonna get this.
he's like, Chris did say one time, he's like, would Joe want an L back? I was like, we could probably make that happen. I forgot. Anyway, sorry, go on the sponsor, please.
Dang, and the boots.
If you're interested, HRT Tactical Gear for any purchases you want to make, and don't forget to use our discount code TLDCO. Thank you, HRTTacticalGear.com.
Yeah, and we're gonna be doing a little secret squirrel stuff. We're gonna do a cool giveaway for them next month. So yeah, we got some cool stuff.
I have this. Check this out.
Appreciate y'all.
That's saying coffee sponsorship. We do also have Calibre. They're not sponsoring live chat, but if you want to get coffee, you can use discount.
Hey, but you guys are, especially the OGs. You guys are aware that we wouldn't get into these sponsorships or relationships with these companies if we didn't believe in the products. Like we use this stuff. We're not just getting money flashed at us and then we're like, oh yeah, we'll talk great things about you.
To you.
These are companies that we went out, we sought out ourselves and created relationships with. So.
Well, the other thing too about HRT Tactical that I really like is that we've said negative things about some of their stuff before, like, hey, we don't like this, and they're like, cool, we'll talk to our designers about that. Like they don't get angry about it. They're not a-holes about it. They know that we're trying to market this to like the everyday person. Like, would the everyday person like this item? And yes, because X, Y, and Z, or no, because X, Y, and Z. And they appreciate that. And so we appreciate it.
They didn't threaten to punch Walsh in the face.
No, and what's cool, not only that, they called me about things and like, hey, this part of your whatever really sucked. And like, hey, can we write that down? And then like, so they're writing down all the things I was telling that were horrible. And then a next revision comes out and it's all fixed. It's like, oh, hey, it doesn't suck so bad. Like, yeah, because you told us it sucked.
Yeah. This is Shane. Check this out, Joe. Super Seamus says, we have IR flares for 81 millimeter mortars. They are awesome. So it can be made for 37 millimeter flare gun.
I heard.
Let's go. That's the video that I'll watch.
Defense Mechanism is making a 37 millimeter grenade launcher bag. So I'm thinking we need a 37 millimeter grenade launcher to put in the bag.
Oh yeah,
that sounds like a great idea. Who do we talk to about that?
Apparently, you don't even need anything to get a 37 millimeter grenade launcher.
No, probably not.
It's nothing special.
Xeon Zone says sponsors now. Y'all fancy?
Yeah, big thing to That's one of my favorite people too. So like, it's rare that we like the people we work with. It's kind of funny where there's some gear that we like and things like that. But really, it comes down to like the people and the companies that we work with. We legitimately do like them because we have to deal with them on a constant basis.
Yeah.
I'm mad that Walsh isn't wearing my shirt.
You said that before we started too. I was like, "Why are you wearing this?" He's like, "No, like this." But I called dibs on it.
Yeah, you've never worn that shirt, and mine's almost worn out.
Wear the shirt all the time.
Like you probably just took it out of the bag, and I've been wearing mine for months.
God.
CCW 22LR. I haven't seen you comment before, so if I missed you, I'm sorry, but welcome. Says, show us that pupper, Kodiak. You got a couple dogs that are behind you.
Mo.
Prepper Book Club, sponsored by Raid Shadow Legends.
We
Not
should
yet.
we should do that.
Dude, I wish.
Just one
Yeah.
I bet
time.
you that big money.
I would love to do it, just to be in the middle of like a gun review or something, and be like, "This video is sponsored by," and it's like Raid Shadow Legends. No, just kidding. I'm just kidding.
Yeah, just kidding. But thanks,
Just so
HRT.
y'all know, it's past the puppy's bedtime.
Oh,
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 they're all
Okay. What part of the show are we in now?
we are in Q&A.
Do we have a cool thing?
Yeah.
Do the thing.
Oh yeah, black screen.
I have some questions that
Oh,
I found online, and these were ones that like piqued my interest. So this
Hold
is questions for our group and for the four of us, but also
do
for
want-
the folks commenting.
I do want to comment one thing. Croak had made a comment that asking if I saw the picture of myself and Jimothy in Discord, and I did. And not only did I, but it also got shared to Instagram. So if you missed it, there was a song about me and
Those were awesome.
Jimothy falling in love.
Can you not select the comments to highlight them?
No,
You don't
I
have
can do
that.
nothing. I can click on them and they get big on my screen. Where Davey J says there's some great 3D printed 37 millimeter grenade launchers.
Here we go. Question number 1.
Look how fancy we are.
What do you think about smart gun technology? This is there's been a news thing about some smart gun technology that's like built into the magazine. So this is kind of fresh for me. But what do you guys think? Smart gun technology.
Stupid. Absolutely stupid.
I'm the most technological guy here, and I think it's like the easiest thing to bypass. Like the more technology you have, the more like it's just fake security. Like any biosensor or something, they're so easy to get around. Same with this micro stamping. Just micro stamp at the wrong thing. Like watch that. Like I don't know. It's very dumb.
Well, micro
I see
stamping.
it like the sorry.
Different than
Go ahead.
smart technology, but yeah.
I see it like the scope switch. You're putting more stuff onto your firearm that makes it way more complicated and way more prone to failure.
Perfect. I agree with that. Because
Yeah,
I mean, it depends. Are we talking about like smart safeguards, or
no,
Yeah,
just
like it reads your fingerprint or your DNA in order to fire, or if the magazine isn't inserted, then the gun won't fire. Like that's a requirement for all California guns.
Yeah, and that's actually interesting because we can get into that when we get into the 2A news and updates. But that was something that Judge Benitez, I feel like he really trashed the idea of having a magazine disconnector because if you can't have a magazine for your gun, then your gun doesn't fire. Therefore, magazines are part of the Second Amendment. I mean, I'm dumbing it down a lot, but
no, that one's perfect. That's good. Yeah, they're trying to say that magazine aren't covered under the Second Amendment, and he said, well, you made it to where all guns sold in California have to have a magazine in order to fire. It has to be inserted into the gun. So how is it not part of it?
Yeah. So this is interesting. Josh says, what happens when you forget to charge your firearm or replace the batteries?
Yep.
I mean, there's so many points of failure.
What happens if it gets wet?
And
that's a good idea.
I think there was one of the judges that were talking about the new injunction for the pistol brace stuff, talking about how adding things to the firearm makes it more accurate so that you can defend yourself better. Because to think that the people who are breaking the law are going to have a more accurate system, a more accurate weapon system than you, because you're following a law, is like, well, that doesn't make any sense. And that is a beautiful and fantastic picture.
Yeah, Croak dropped some good ones in the Discord.
That's supposed to be me.
I think so. There's another one here that's pretty cool.
That's amazing.
See, look, we go off the rails still. It's okay, guys. You don't have to be scared.
I want that current one as like my background on my computer.
This one is kind of cool. Let's see here. How do we do that?
How do I put this one on Instagram? Yeah, that's cool. I want to get the other one on like.
I can't see it, so.
Yeah, it's okay. You're not missing anything. This is for people who have computers. It's funny if you have a computer. That's the only time it's funny.
J-Dub says black screen is at least better than blackface.
Oh,
I'm gonna do that. We'd be kicked off.
A Davy J 3D printer go brr.
Yeah.
Yep. So XL Tomahawk, if I can make a suggestion, watch the anime Psycho Pass. Smart guns are a bad idea. I haven't seen that.
So
I'm going to bring up just a couple things, food for thought, right?
Yep.
I go to unlock my phone multiple times a day with my fingerprint.
I know where you're
And I
going
have
with
to
it.
try 10 times and wipe off the screen and try again. And then I look at my thumb, and I'm a mechanic, so I have something on my thumb, have to wash my hand, put my
Peanut
thumb on
butter.
my
Look at
pants
this.
50 million times just to get it to unlock, right?
Croak
Then
said
on
the
top
exact
of
same
that,
thing.
Mm-hmm.
on
Go
top
ahead,
of
Joe.
that, what if you're wearing gloves?
Mhm.
He's saying exactly.
So-
Yep, same thing.
Yeah.
I'm with you because it can be water. Water will throw
Yeah.
those things off. Where like, oh,
This
you
is-
tend to have too
Guess
much.
you can't
moisture.
defend your life in the rain.
Yeah, this is going. Your favorite libertarian. Smart gun technology is the dumbest thing I've ever heard of. Hey, do you want to make your gun less reliable? Boy, do we have a gun for you.
Yep.
Yeah, we get it. All right.
Now, if you're
Next
talking about the
question.
crow system
Oh.
on top of a vehicle, that actually awesome because it saves our gunner lives.
I don't know that one.
You know,
Okay.
the crow. It's where a camera and all automated on top of a military vehicle, and you can even bolt a 50 cal on it.
Yeah. And
Those
I guess I
smart
should
guns
have
are
I should
awesome.
have
That's different.
clarified, like, smart gun technology and the way that gun grabbers view it is this gun should be associated with your fingerprint so that you're the only one. Think of the children, Joe. If it would just save one life, then it's worth investing in this technology. And we're saying, no, that's a bad idea.
I do want to say, I think Croak made a comment. I can't click on it. It says good anime is an oxymoron. That guy, he obviously never went plus ultra, and that's unfortunate. That's
Yeah.
unfortunate for you.
Or
I can't even talk
One
trash.
Punch Man.
I would normally be with
Oh.
Croak. I would talk trash, but I got into Star Wars cartoons, and I'm a little
And One Punch Man is so
ashamed
So
of
good.
myself.
Yeah.
Does this just turn into an anime show?
Mhm.
No. Second question.
I hate it when you guys stay on the rails.
Should there be mandatory training for gun owners?
Ooh,
And this one, I think there's going to be some consternation and some conflict here.
I think we're going to split the crowd here, but I'm going to use myself as an example. I owned pistols and rifles without having the knowledge to operate them at periods of time. Now, obviously, we've learned more, and we've been far more educated. But what's interesting is our education is what I would consider to be top tier, like knowing how to assemble firearms, take them apart. So is that tier required? I don't think so, but I think there should be more training than what I got. And I even went to a concealed carry class, and I was still a ding dong.
Just think about this: like, he had no training, and he bought a P320.
Careful.
I could just shoot everyone in here.
That wasn't the first pistol he bought.
I know.
I got the M&P. Okay, sorry, doing nothing but pitter pattering.
Okay, so number one, they took all the gun training out of schools. Bring it back. That's number
Hunter
one.
safety course. That
Yep.
just
I love
something
that.
like that.
Yep. There
Just
should
a
be rifle
basic,
clubs.
like
There should be
fundamental.
archery clubs. All that stuff in school. Bring it back.
I like
That's
that.
number one. Number two, no, I don't think that you should have to have training. Do you have to have any training to exercise your First Amendment right? How about your Fourth? How about any of the other ones?
I'm with you.
There are complete idiots out there running up and down the street speaking their mind, and that's completely okay. That's completely fine.
And when it came down to it, I'd be like, no, I think not. I think we don't make them have mandatory training. But when I go
then
to
there
the
are people
range,
like, well, guns can hurt people. Yeah, so can be saying the wrong thing in the wrong city.
right? But when
People
I go
still
to the
do it.
range and the person to the left of me is pointing a gun through the barrier at me, and the person to the right of me is pointing a gun through the barrier at me, I'm like, these idiots.
Yeah.
So, like, maybe.
So I think I really like this comment. Michael Farley
is it-
says,
Very
sorry,
gorgeous.
Michael Farley says, mandatory? No, you can't limit a right. However, gun owners should understand gun safety.
I'm with
I
you.
agree. Gun safety
here.
should be in schools again. So I think there should be a cultural shift amongst gun owners that encourages you to go out and seek classes, but making it mandatory to restrict a right, I think that's a line that none of us are willing to cross.
Yeah.
Couldn't have said it better. Should it
it was a
happen?
great
Yes.
comment.
You should.
Should it be mandatory? No.
Yeah. Like, I felt like looking back, I realized how little I knew. Like, we had somebody we built a gun for, and we had trouble with the stuff, and I loved this guy to death. But it was like, hey, we're having trouble with this firearm. Hey, we're gonna swap out your BCG. And he's like, well, hey, I need your help on how to do that. Like that shouldn't be the case. Like that, you shouldn't be able to own something and have no idea how to pull the BCG out. So we did some training though. We did some training, taught him how to do it. Like, no, if that's the case, we're gonna teach you how to do it. So
I can say the same thing about cars, especially new cars nowadays with all the gizmo and gadgets in it. People buy them all the time. They don't even know how to put them in drive.
True.
Just saying.
CCW22LR says, makes me think of how liberals argue that requiring an ID card would unlawfully restrict the right to vote from people, requiring training to own a firearm. ...
Oh, so you just got arrested? Well, we're going to torture you because you don't have the proper training or education.
Yeah, I mean, basically, it could come down to that. If you look at, if you ever research,
you don't get a lawyer because you don't know how to spell lawyer because you're not educated.
Yeah, if you look at where the Miranda rights came from, Arizona v. Miranda, this is a immigrant, not very good with English. They kept him, they interrogated him for hours and hours and hours until finally he was like, fine, I'll just sign your paper to waive my rights. We have Supreme Court law now because of that. So absolutely right. Your favorite libertarian says everyone should be trained. No one should have to be trained to buy a gun.
Bingo. I want to raise my hand and say I like this new format because at least we're still off the rails, but we're talking about stuff and have a little bit more direction instead of what we had pillow fighters last week.
Well, I'm curious how Croak feels. The new format is going.
He's been off. No, he's not being that quiet. He's still chiming in.
He's commenting. Croak says, you know what should happen before gun safety in schools? Classes on the Constitution and Bill of Rights, not classes on how the USA is messed up.
I agree.
Dude. Yeah. And so this is something that I've taken personally in my home. Like I don't trust the schools to teach my kids what I think that they should be taught, but I also don't have the time because I'm out working a job trying to provide for my family. Like there's a reliance on public schools in my home. And so what can I do to supplement their education to basically teach my kids to question appropriately? And that's something that I've told my kids. I sat my two older ones down like, hey, my goal as a parent is that when you leave this house, I want you to be able to read things, understand things, but also to question things. And sometimes it's hard as a parent to have your kids question your decisions, but it's also making them be very good in questioning things when they leave the home. So there's some reliance on parents there as well.
Yeah. I mean, I've used the Bill of Rights or my constitutional rights way more than I ever have algebra. Just saying.
Yeah.
I don't care what X equals. I really don't care.
We don't even have classes on how to pay taxes, but like if you don't pay them, you go to jail.
Yeah, you go to jail.
You do algebra wrong, nothing happens. Like
it's a great point. All right. Last question. This should take us to the end of our segment. What's the number one thing gun grabbers don't understand about firearms?
Yeah, I think no, but Joe's right. Like that's the truth of it because we see all these arguments about things you can't do, like limiting the number of rounds. Like I make a joke about it, like, oh, I put the not scary amount of bullets in this magazine. When you say that, it's a really mean way of saying something nice. It's like, oh, you're making me look stupid. Like, yeah, because every bullet is a scary amount. Having only 10 or 30 round mags isn't making a huge difference. But dude, Joe's totally right. It's a fundamental
How many Congress people do we have video of saying this does X?
Oh,
remember? This is a recharge. 50 round capacity clip in this and capable of shooting 1 million bullets a second.
As soon as you change out the stock, it turns into a machine gun. Like, what? It's a piece of plastic.
You put a brace on it. I mean, even the president of the United States, you put a brace on it, and it allows you to shoot bigger caliber bullets.
But the thing is, that's frustrating is you see people that are sitting there listening to him or listening to any of those people, and they're going, "Yeah." I mean, they are eating it up.
Yeah.
Like,
that's what I said. He knows though. He's got a shotgun.
Yeah, and it's interesting too because some of even my own family they just don't know a lot about firearms. So they hear this, that's all they really know. And then I do a little bit of education on firearms, and they're like, oh, because they're like, oh, you know, there's this like, hey, AR-15s are scary. Like, so I take a stock off and like, is it less scary now? They're like, no, why? Like, because that's legally less scary now. Like, that's stupid. Like, welcome to the conversation.
Yeah.
Yep.
So it's interesting. We had a buddy here in Washington State. So Washington State, anything that's basically a semi-automatic rifle is considered an assault weapon now. So a Ruger 1022 is an assault rifle in the state of Washington. And you can own them, but there's certain requirements that you have if you want to sell one or transfer them. So a buddy of mine was like, hey, he's a liberal and he's kind of getting to the point where he's like, I should at least know how to do this. Can I borrow your 1022 so I could take my kids out and teach them how to shoot? And I said, sure, we've got to go to the gun store. You pay the $30 transfer fee. I could transfer this to you. And then when you're all done, you pay the $30 transfer. You transfer it back to me. And he's like, what are you talking about? I'm like, the law that you guys passed a couple years ago, this is what we would have to do. And he was like, that's dumb. Like,
common sense gun law right there.
Yeah.
Common sense gun law.
Exactly. It was a common sense gun law. And you go, what a moron. Croak says there's two types of gun grabbers: those that want us disarmed for nefarious reasons, and the terrified Karens that think the world is rainbows and sunshine.
And
both are dangerous.
Scarier.
And listen, there's something to that. Like, people don't believe that there's, you know, evil. If they don't believe there's evil in the world going on, then there isn't, which isn't reality, right? So they don't want to face that reality, or it's too scary to face. And there isn't. Some people who just don't have the mental fortitude to realize there's a scary part of the world, and you have to have people who are willing to deal with that scary part of the world, and they don't want to face that, or they're too soft to face it. And that's just part of what we have to realize too, is that there's some people who just don't have that mental fortitude to see that.
Yeah.
So I get it, but it doesn't make
They're all out of toxic masculinity, dude. They're all out. They ran dry.
But it just doesn't make it doesn't make it any less real that those things are still required in our society to some degree. Like, it would be a horrible day when any of us has to use a firearm, but I'm just thankful that we would all be trained and knowledgeable and to do it. Right.
How about the weapon of war argument? Like, how many, if you laid out the weapon of war, right? Weapon of war from the last 100 years, how many of them would be able to pick out what weapon or weapon of war?
No.
Anything with a wood stock, they'd probably say no.
I couldn't. Like,
right.
If you
so my M1 and completely fine.
Yeah, I'd be like, pick out the weapons of war. Yeah, I'd be like Joe's M1. Be like, that's confusing. Be like, yeah, because it was from.
And then on top of that, they say that nobody should have those, right? But yet it's the law enforcement, even your local small law enforcement, that has those.
You know how many bodies those M1s have on them?
Dude, more than any other gun that I own.
And that's what's interesting too, is I even had that.
Not our personal M1s.
Yeah, no.
Maybe. Mine went in 43. It might have some body.
Yeah. This was a conversation with someone that we were just talking about firearms, and it was talking about how, like, what the scarier gun was. And it was like, I showed them like a hunting rifle or like an AR-15. And they're like, which one's scarier? And they're like, oh, the AR-15. I was like, oh, heck no. I was like,
and then show them the two bullets, like a 300 PRC or a 30-06, right?
I was like, that hunting rifle, that little wood stock nonsense gun, it looks like you get it from Kmart, that will brutalize you. Like,
you used to be able to get them from Kmart.
I know. I was like,
Kmart doesn't even exist anymore.
It's just a weird way of thinking about things. Yeah. All right.
So some of the comments, this is a good one. Josh says clip versus magazine. That drives me bonkers.
Oh.
I don't know. It just does. They confuse a bump stock for a stabilizing brace all the time. That was one. Was that the one that Thomas Massey was like, the internet's going to school you?
That was the
stabilizing brace.
The brace.
Yeah.
Yep. And he was acting like a bump stock when it's not. You're going to find out. The internet's going to teach you.
What's the one where the lady was like, all we got to do is wait till they expend all those 30-round magazines, and then they're all empty.
That's Colorado. That's why we have a high-capacity magazine ban.
So dumb. They're going to all run out, and they can't fill them back up.
You can't buy them anymore.
Well, what the magazine holds the bullets, and once they shoot the bullets, then they don't have it anymore.
Then they're out, so we just got to wait till they run out.
Which is hilarious because your congresswoman is a smoke show. Bober.
Isn't she the Beetlejuice lady? Anyway, whatever. Probably
Josh as our president. As our president has said, 9mm blows a lung out of the body. So this is interesting. Michael Farley, caliber size, functionality. Yeah, and that kind of goes to Steven Crowder did a video on that where he had all these guns on a table, and he was trying to pretend to be like what gun grabbers would say. These are all fully semi-automatic. And then he would ask people like exactly what Walsh would like, which one's most dangerous? They all picked out the 22 caliber. It was like a 1022 that was made to look like an AR. They were like, that one, that's the most dangerous. And he was like,
and then he had a separate side of the table, right, that had the rounds.
The ammo, yep. And they were pointing out the hunting rounds like, no, no one should have that.
But I will argue with you. If you told me a gun I'd be afraid of, it'd be a 1022 with a silencer.
Yeah, that thing's
that would be a concern. Someone would be like, "Oh, I got 30-06 on a silencer." Like, bro, okay, cool. You took 30.
Isn't that the most common assassination gun still?
A 22?
Mm-hmm.
All years that click. That would be the only. If someone had a 22 and a silencer, that would be one of the rare times I'm concerned.
I'm concerned.
I need to get a 22 silencer.
Yeah.
Doc Dole, they don't care about guns at all. They intentionally want to erode the Second Amendment into oblivion. They aren't ignorant. They are relying on the population's ignorance and lying on purpose. Yep. And no one's calling them out on it. That's the thing that's kind of scary. Is like,
I'm gonna argue with him about that. I think that they're dumber than a box of rocks and they have no idea how it functions, works, or operates or anything.
I'm with Joe, because I don't think they're that evil. I don't think they're evil in it. I think they literally just don't know. I think they're just dumb.
You don't think somebody on their staff knows better?
No, honestly. Look at who would be on their staff. It's the same people that have the same mentality.
Haven't you ever had a
None of them have ever owned a gun in their lives. They don't even know how it works.
The likelihood that they don't have some 21-year-old dude that shot a gun before, knows the difference, and that's probably like, hey, that's not how that works. They're probably like, just shh, okay? We got everybody fooled.
You've had bad bosses before, been in a room with people where they're saying a slew of dumb things, and you come out of that room and be like, okay, we're all in agreement, this dumb thing. Like, no, that's not it at all. But like, that's what the boss is going with, because some other moron in there said it. So I think there's some, and maybe there's some degree of maliciousness, some degree of just ignorance. I'm kind of with
I think if purposely ignorant, they're not going to get smart on it on purpose. But
maybe I think they have no reason to get smart on it. Yeah, they have no reason.
The other thing that I've seen a lot of lately is you have someone higher up that says something like, you know what, it might be nice if X, Y, and Z happens, and someone right underneath them is like, this is what they want. Like, no, they were just commenting on like, maybe. They're like, we must do this because they're going to ask for this eventually.
That happened in our agency all the time.
Remember
that?
Yeah, I know.
Man?
Yeah,
I've been high enough in the military to know. Yeah, that happens too. So yeah.
Hey, can I go back to one comment we were talking about earlier?
Yeah, which one?
No.
Can you see what I'm sharing?
We can share your screen.
I'm trying.
Oh, you're not even. See, Cody's a collaborator. I'm not even a collaborator, and Cody can't.
No, he's not. He's not a collaborator.
Oh.
Okay.
Ooh, look
Joe,
how cool that is.
Yeah, that's the crow.
But look, who's that in the seat?
I can't see, dude. I'm looking at a 1/2 inch by 1/2 inch picture.
Is it Sean?
Sorry, just use your imagination. If you were on a computer, who would that be in the seat?
Cody.
It's me.
Is it really?
Is it?
Yeah, that's me.
Yeah. I think it's a Map V. I think I can make out the Map V, but the doors are opening wrong. I don't know.
No, that's a Map V.
Is it?
Yeah.
I'm in the back. I'm in the crow seat.
Yeah. Was that a 50 cal crow?
Yep.
Those are awesome. I mean,
yeah.
If it fail, it fail, but it keeps our gunner in the truck. So
how are you?
Roll over an explosion. Don't get them.
Cody, don't. You gotta click off your name. Why are you showing your own name? Now we gotta go block that out somehow.
Oh,
take this away from there. We go.
My stuff's still on everything. I don't care.
I mean, yeah. How do we keep getting this weird view too? Like we have just everyone's whatever.
I already forgot. I think this is the right. This is the right one.
Yep.
Hey, true story. Last time Jason was sitting in that same room, I was like, I thought Jason was in a hotel room, an actual legit hotel room, And I was like, "Hey, dude, grab that picture off the wall, steal it for me."
He's like, it's my picture.
That's mine.
Yeah.
I was like, "Dang it!"
I do want to say, and I know we're probably going into the 2A thing in a minute too, but but the lady who passed away, Diane Feinstein,
Diane
whatever-
Feinstein.
so
Yeah.
Feinstein, whatever. I don't want to mess up her name, but I don't mind that someone does a career as a politician. I don't mind any of that. Even if I disagree with their policies, that's fine. That's what they want to do with their life. I just don't think we should ever have someone establishing policy that
Ah,
is
Cody
to that.
now?
Make their own medical decisions.
Concur. I think that's where I concerned. Like, hey, do we want that person driving a car? Like, probably no. Then maybe
I understand that they were
making
duly elected, but there should be some type of,
it too.
for anything else, you have to take a test to get into it. For our agency, you had to take a test that made no sense. It was what test was that, Jason?
for our agency.
Yeah,
What?
your
Wasn't
old
there
one.
wasn't there some competency test that Trump took and he was all excited about it, and there was like 30 questions about like what is
I
this?
know what you're talking about, but I can't remember the name of it now.
It's like it's an elephant.
But it doesn't even make it. The test doesn't even make sense. And just to gauge your problem solving, I don't really know. But
Sorry, Cody. I think
Yeah,
I accidentally
something.
booted Cody.
I don't know what happened. I'm back though.
Yay!
But yeah, it's like a mental acuity test.
yeah, and I'm not saying that they have to go that far, but I don't know. There was some
I
10
remember
plus
one
10
time
math problems in there.
I took a like a language proficiency test for the military, and it's a test that they do to see like how well you might be able to learn languages, and I
Mhm.
scored 100 on it, and I was like, oh my gosh, I can't believe I did. This is amazing. And I walk out like I scored 100, and the lady's like, it's out of 200.
Yeah. Hey,
And by the
I'm an
way,
idiot.
you failed.
Yeah.
you want to know what I scored on that, Jason?
What's that?
What?
A 69.
Okay.
They're like, you
I
can't
think
even
mine
speak
was 2
English.
digits.
Why were you
Yeah.
in here?
Yeah, you can barely speak English.
You can't even speak English.
But like, so
Now-
think
Based
of
off of this, I can't even teach you English.
think of whatever job you're doing now, and then doing it until the day, like dying, like do
Yeah.
that job all day, and then go home and die. Like, oh,
Yeah.
It'd
sweet.
even be worse if you die
Who would
in
want to
the
do
office.
Yeah, I mean,
Can you
you'd
imagine
probably just-
dying in the office?
just hours
She
away.
hasn't been coherent for like probably a decade.
Well,
Yeah.
and so I hate to say, but
Neither
we're
has
also
President
watching.
Biden.
We're also but we're watching like a little more severe cases of it. Is
Come on,
with-
man.
Who's the turtle guy? I forget his name.
Dana Carvey.
No. On the he's on the Republican side. The
Mitch McConnell.
Mitch McConnell. Like we watched him.
yeah.
We watched him have seizures. Like,
Dude, he had a
live.
full-on stroke. Like
Stroke. Yeah.
I watched it, and
Dude,
I
he
was, what's the
system
acronym?
reset.
Fast.
Yeah.
Fast. I'm like fast,
Dude.
fast. Facial
Dude, he's
droop.
dying. Like we're watching him die. Like, dude, stop.
Oh,
Like-
100% he needs to go.
Yeah.
Needs
It's
to
like
go.
I get it. Like it's not just one side or the other. Like we can't have this.
So what do you think the fix is? An age cap?
Well, I think people were talking about like, I mean, they think there needs to be an age cap or even like, and mental acuity. Like, and it should have to be like all the time. Like, hey, you just had a stroke. Like, let's say that happened to me. Like, hey, I'm 30. Like,
Well,
I'm 30
I mean,
years
think
old.
of any other job, right? Because the taxpayer are paying them. It is
Yeah.
an actual job. The taxpayer are paying them money, right? So think of any other job. If you put down on your application that you're 75, how likely are you to get that job?
Well, yeah, not very likely. But think of it
And
this way.
unless it's like soft cushion tester. You know what I mean?
Term
Yeah.
limit.
Or even say like, let's say
Robert
like,
First.
hey,
Ice cream.
I'm the one
tester.
running. I'm the one running our thin line defense, and then I have a stroke, and I can't. Like, my brain comes out. Right? You're like,
Yeah.
okay, well,
I'm
I
going
guess
to put you on the live every time
Yeah,
because
yeah,
I'm just going to make fun of you.
just
And
keep
then
running
you
it.
don't even know what's going on.
Just keep running it and be like, no, we're
Um,
gonna not do that because
I'm going to call you Carrot.
Robert First
would know
says term
better.
limits. Dr. Dole, term limits.
Yeah. Now,
Oh, dude,
Pepper
with
Book
the
Club,
term limit.
Glitch McConnell.
that's
But that
bad.
kind of doesn't fix the problem. That means you're 90-year-old and you can still run as long as you haven't been in
No.
there for too long.
Yeah, that's what I'm saying. Like,
Yeah, I think an age limit is appropriate, but then like because senators they get reelected every 2 years. No, that's representative every 6 years. So you say 2 terms as a senator, that gives you 12 years, and 6 terms as a representative, that gives you 12 years. That's it.
I'm telling
Unless
you,
you go in a leadership position.
just do it this way.
So,
can you
Yeah.
Give
run
them
a
more
mile?
time if they're in leadership.
can you walk a mile? Like, no. Then no.
Yeah.
Just walk.
Then no.
Walk a mile.
Yeah,
Unlimited
while chewing gum.
No.
Yeah.
Dude,
At
I've
this
seen
point,
some.
I don't
I've
need
seen
to
some
be
like
a
Bureau of
congressman.
Prison employees. Those guys can't walk a mile.
I mean, let's just go to basic. Like, hey, recite how much wood could a woodchuck chuck?
Yeah, it's like they just glitch out. Like, no.
Yeah.
No.
Mitch McConnell, like, it's like, sorry. Sir.
Come on, sir. Come on, sir. He's like, oh, God.
But
CCW.
they're not going to do that.
Sorry.
They're not going to vote them for themselves to have term limits.
Yeah.
No. This
And
like,
you know how that's going to have to be done, right? We talked about it before, I think.
beatings?
Like an beatings.
Yeah.
I think even more than that, though.
How many times do I have to teach you,
I
old
don't
man?
think they should be able to invest.
Yeah.
But it's
That's
100%.
Yeah.
Oh,
But
yeah.
we'll have to have the conventions of state
Yeah.
to have an amendment.
Someone did the
added to where
math on Feinstein, like with the amount of money that she makes as a senator and the amount of money that she actually had in like investment. I know she had some money that she married into, but it was like she had to work 1,000 years to make that much money, to save up that much money.
They did it for Biden too.
Yeah.
I mean, look at Pelosi. There are people making bank just going off of whatever Pelosi does.
I like this.
She
Pepper
on
Book
that
Club.
track.
Pepper Book Club says no insider trading. Hunger Games event when they reach 65.
That would be amazing. But they're all just like geriatrically running around.
You sell pay-per-views. And there
So
you go. You
And they can
you
only
fund
use
them.
the weapon that they wanted the general populace to have.
Oh,
So here's your depends and a pencil. You said that this is adequate, so here you go.
and you got two
This is
bullets. Like,
Dude,
favorite
we would have
libertarian.
we would have fully automatic machine guns the next year.
Physical fitness requirements. If you can't deadlift at least 200 pounds, you can't stay in office.
most of the grown men nowadays can't deadlift 200 pounds.
It's true.
Yeah.
My daughter
you
can
doing?
deadlift
You know
like
what's funny?
140 right now.
Me and my wife looked at one time. We're like, "What's the average number of pull-ups people can do?" And it's like, men average is 1, women average is 0.
Dude, what if they like let them loose in a swamp? Like it's straight up Dude You're Screwed style.
just old
Like when you say that you're gonna run, like anytime in the next 6 months, you could just be netted, kidnapped, and dropped off in the wilderness.
I love that idea.
And
That'd
you
be
have
awesome.
to make it back to civilization before you can actually run.
Otherwise, you don't got it. You ain't got it.
Do you guys see
Otherwise,
that video?
you're not on the docket because you're dead.
The two 80-year-olds that race each other, and they're like, "Ready, set,
Oh
go."
yeah, and he
the
trips them.
First one trips the other one, and as he's falling, he's like, "You mother effer!" He falls down, and the other guy wins. Like that's what I can imagine this happening.
All right, what's our next segment, Jason?
Oh, funny you should ask, because we're getting into Second Amendment.
Ooh.
News?
Play it.
It's trying. It's thinking about it. No, it's a black screen.
No, it's playing it. It's just being. It's being.
This is dumb.
MP5.
Now it's stuck on.
MP5.
Now it's stuck on all of us and not showing us anymore. Oh, there
Yeah,
we're back.
I know.
Yeah,
This is
great.
weird.
We're doing great.
We're gonna
people
send some emails to EV Mucks after this.
So yeah, ask us your two-way questions. But I think someone earlier was asking about the FRT trigger. I haven't heard any updates about that. There was a comment way back. Are you tracking that one at all?
If you're still, I was not. If
I
you're still
haven't
here, you asked about the FRT trigger. Can you ask again? Because I missed it.
Yeah, I don't remember what the.
I haven't heard any updates to that,
No.
honestly.
And I know the pistol brace got their injunction
That was a good
pressed
one.
by FPC. Yeah, because the
Kind
judge
of,
makes,
but not really. I'm mad.
yeah, it could have been better, but
I understand why he had to do what he did. I understand why, but that doesn't mean that I have to like it.
I did like his verbiage though about stocks though, because he's basically saying like it doesn't matter.
Amazing.
It doesn't matter what you attach to the end, a pistol brace or a stock, if it makes it more accurate.
I like how I'm all excited and I share 2 different great videos and nobody cares in their group chat. And then like 2 hours later, Walsh sharing the same exact video that I shared.
Yep.
And then people are giving it hearts and like, oh, Walsh isn't the best at finding the videos.
This just shows how much Joe needs to be lifted up with words of affirmation.
Joe,
from
next time I'll sing.
friends.
I'll sing to you.
I have to say too, I probably got it from you. I probably. Oh, my camera messed up again.
It's like
I
3
probably got the
comments
video
later
and then
is your
opened
video.
it And then like an hour later, I was like, what do I have this video for? And then I was like, oh, let's watch this thing. And then I watched it and I was like, oh, this is awesome. And then I shared it with you guys, like, this is a great video. Not even remembering Joe sent it to me like 8 hours ago.
Well, and the thing was, it was like 3 comments above in our group chat. So it was like I saw Walsh sent it, and I was like, man, that screen, the thumbnail looks so familiar. And I scroll up and like, yeah, Joe sent it like three comments ago.
Initially, I thought it was a reply to it, and I was like, "Oh, he replied to it." I'm like,
oh, he just shared it again. He's just an idiot. He's just that far gone right now.
Hey, can I say that I really hope, I hope in my heart of hearts that it is the ATF going after the pistol braces that undoes the short barrel rifles in the NFA. I pray. Yeah. I pray for that. That's it would in my
be
heart.
Such a can and I guess I just don't know enough about it. Can the judges like findings of this pistol brace case like make the NFA?
No, they're not gonna make that leap. But what they did, they opened the door. So because of that ruling now, then somebody can sue the government, right? They can sue the government and say that the short barrel rifle idea in itself is unconstitutional. Dude, or at least say that we're allowed to put stocks on pistols. Yeah. So then you have to have a pistol first, and then you can put a stock on it, not an SBR. Just
the amount of comments that are pro Joe right now.
They want to do a Joe appreciation day.
Says, we need a Joe appreciation day. Croak says Joe.
He needs his little butt padded.
Dr. Dole, Joe, Wizard Mags, Wizard Bump Stocks,
thanks.
Wizard
WDs. That's good for me. I need to get a break for more coffee, so I'll be right back.
Oh, I like your review of the Springfield, both Joe. Prepper Book Club, we love you, Joe. Prepper Book Club, Joe's the man of the hour, the Tower of Power.
See,
this is
now I know who my true friends are.
You get a stock, and you get a stock. That was something that was super interesting. Is the idea of like, oh, I don't have. Not only can I can put a brace back on this, but I can put a stock on my pistol. What? Yes. You can't. Don't do that. So the one thing that
you can't even put a brace. Don't do that either.
Yeah. The one thing that I shared with the group, I talked about it in Discord. I shared it in Discord. So in Oregon, it looks like they're going to strike down their mag ban. That's like good news for the Pacific Northwest folks. They have that ballot measure 114, and the judge seemed to take a hammer to that thing.
You watched Washington gun law.
I did.
Yep.
I did. So, and he also says in that, bad news for me here in Washington, the state. So there's 2 lawsuits for the magazine ban, one in state court and one in federal court. So the state court, the judge in that did not grant an injunction on that one. This was something that was a lot of people were talking about when they were pushing for this magazine ban. Wait for California. Let's see how it plays out, because it doesn't make a lot of sense for you to pass a law that the Ninth Circuit's going to strike down. Why are we going to waste time and energy? And of course, they think of the children. We gotta pass this law to save kids' lives or whatever. And it's just, we know.
Dude, they should have to be held responsible for the taxpayer money that they're spending doing this.
Well, that attorney general
is absolutely ridiculous.
Yeah, the attorney general is running for governor, and he's probably going to win. Like, he is worse than the governor that we have now. More anti-gun. I can only imagine. Look at this. 12 Bravo says Oregon. Yeah, it's not Oregon. Whoever pronounced it Oregon, you're wrong. It's Oregon.
But Jason, this is why you need to move.
I never played the Oregon Trail.
Yeah. So, it might be happening. My wife is pretty anti. She does not want to leave this area. We got family close by.
You got family
just recently.
All
recently
you have
she
to
was
do
like,
is move 30 minutes east.
If you were to, if it comes down to it and like we have to move, I will do it. So I think I'm going to have to make it through 2025 before I can seriously consider
moving.
Yeah, I have to make it through.
I'll tell you
2025.
what, if you come out here and you do your time, like we were talking about, you're gonna like it.
I know.
Yeah, but he already loves Colorado, so.
But we can visit Colorado.
You're moving?
We can come out there, the three of us together,
No,
and visit.
you two can come out and visit us too.
No, you have the same politics there.
No,
Yeah,
not
in
quite.
Washington, as in Washington.
Mm,
It's like more
No?
dumb.
Mm-mm. Yeah.
Croak
Mention
says,
one. Show me one.
funny thing, SBR rules were to close a loophole in the pistol ban, and they
Yep.
dropped the pistol ban from the NFA, so it's vestigial.
Yep.
Michael Farley, Wizard,
that's
get
like
your
a word of
nods.
the
Wizard,
day.
Wizard, get your nods. Wizard.
Okay, get your drinks.
Joe, you don't have a magazine ban?
Technically, yes,
capacity?
but a couple things. Number one, it's not enforced. Number two, it doesn't apply to parts, so you can buy all the parts and assemble them. And I live in a sanctuary county, a 2A county, so you can go into any gun store and buy any science magazine that you want.
Walsh, do we
Nice.
have any of those issues here?
Yeah, poison ivy. I don't want to hear it.
I did. Yeah, I did recently have to. Maybe because I hadn't bought a firearm in a while, but recently had to go pick up that the Carmel, and I had to fill out the new stupid form.
Isn't it weird? Worded all weird.
Oh, there are some questions on there, and so there was another gentleman with me, and he had answered it wrong, and he was like, "Hey, you got to fill this back out." Like,
ooh, technically they're not allowed to do that.
Probably not allowed to do that.
Don't say the store.
Yeah, well, no one did that. But even me, I was like, I don't know what this is asking me. Like, I didn't understand the question.
If you look at the overarching, this is how I do it. So you look at the overarching concept. Do you plan to sell it? No, I don't.
No.
Do you plan to give it away? No, I don't.
But like when you read it, you're like, dude, you got to have like a degree. Like, send yourself to jail.
No,
like,
you have to have a law dictionary.
Yeah. Dr. Dole says Greater Idaho plus Eastern Washington equals Greatest Idaho.
Yeah, that's what I said. Go.
I do have a
what
cousin
are you from
that
the
lives-
border, like 40 miles?
No, I'm probably 2 hours.
Oh, that's a waste.
That's the same thing with Northern California. They want to break off and be their own state.
Yeah, so does Southern Colorado. I will give you this one, Cody. They did jump past a gun thing for Colorado. There's now a 3-day waiting period starting 1 October. So I'll give you that one.
Is Utah cool? Maybe we'll go to Utah. No?
Yeah, it's pretty cool.
No.
You know who's there? Timmy's there.
Who's Tim?
Mm-hmm.
Oh,
yeah, true.
12
just go to Idaho.
I know. I still have my house in Idaho.
Wyoming. Why are we not bringing up Wyoming?
I like Wyoming
because it's Wyoming.
Because it's windy.
Yeah,
it's terrible. It's not the worst state in the union, but it's pretty close.
It's right next to Louisiana on the list.
Listen, Joe's never been to Joe's never been to Nebraska, and he judges it.
We have been to Nebraska.
Joe,
thank you very much.
Yep,
Yes,
yep.
I've
driven through there multiple times.
I saw him there. We stayed the night there.
Yeah, we did.
At Offutt. Got a TLF.
Do you know where I don't want to stay? I don't like staying in.
Was that at Offutt?
Yeah, dude, that was at Offutt.
Really?
Yeah.
I might have made a comment. I have a buddy from here.
22 Long Rifle talking about how Utah is the Mormons. Yeah, I wouldn't mind wearing the secret underwear, so I'm kind of in for that.
CCW 22 LA.
It's not secret and magical. Get it right.
Magic. This stupid.
You can have more wives.
Why does Walsh keep freezing?
Oh, I don't know.
Michael Farley says Arizona is pretty cool. I've been there, and I guarantee you it is not.
Nope. It's definitely not cool.
It's very hot.
And
it's pretty hot.
I knew he was.
I don't think it's ever cool there.
Dad joke.
Right now, the weather here is perfect.
If it wasn't so windy in Wyoming, it would be 100% the state we needed to go to.
Croak says Wyoming is becoming the next Colorado in terms of Californians.
Yep, probably true.
So is Idaho too. Now that I think of it, yep.
Yeah, but isn't Wyoming still the least populated state?
That was an interesting sentence.
What?
Isn't Wyoming the least populated state?
I knew it.
Still yeah, whatever.
Yes. Per capita?
Obviously, I scored a 50 on my language test.
Yeah.
Out of 200.
Utah's probably on my list just because my wife has family there. But if I had to push, I'd probably push for Nebraska.
Hey, I got
Hate you.
more. I got more
We're no
2A
longer
questions.
friends.
Okay, 2A questions. Here we go.
The new injunction for the pistol braces. I noticed that was only for FPC members.
Mm-hmm.
How much longer is that injunction go out for?
I think it's indefinitely now.
Oh, is it
I thought
indefinite?
it was.
Yeah, until the conclusion of
Of the court.
yeah.
You know what we haven't talked about? I'm just reminded of this by what Croak posted in Discord. The California magazine ban.
I don't know anything about it. Update me.
Flushed it. So
Yep.
California. Well, Joe should do it because I'm going to get it wrong.
Oh, okay.
Yeah, you ain't get it wrong. Where do you want me to start? From the beginning or from what happened
No,
recently?
gosh, no. We don't have 10 minutes.
Yeah.
Okay, so Saint Benitez said, yes, this is still absolutely unconstitutional. Did like 30 something odd page in. I didn't read it, but I got the cliff
72.
notes. 72?
72 pages.
The Saint Benitez is?
Yeah.
Okay. 72 pages. I got the cliff notes. It's worded very well. And he put a 10-day stay on his own order, so then people can, appeal it to the Ninth Circuit if they wanted to. Ninth Circuit said, we're going to put another 10 days on it, which is not normal. And then instead of doing a 3-judge panel, they decided to take it to en banc right away. 2 of their judges already wrote dissenting opinion on what they're doing with that and blasted the court really hardcore. Really, all they're doing, and they're gonna take it on. They're gonna keep putting stays on it, and they're gonna drag it out as long as they could. But we knew that wasn't going to happen because they could have ruled on it before they sent it back down to St. Benitez, and they didn't. So we knew that wasn't going to happen. So nothing changed. They still can't buy High Capacity Magazine, and they're at the Ninth Circuit will now.
Croak says indefinite injunction. So this is for the pistol braces, I believe. And they added NAGR the next day. National Association of Gun Rights? I don't know.
No, who
What
that
is
is?
NAGR?
Yeah, spell it out.
I think you got
I
it
think we
right.
don't know.
Did I get it right?
Yeah,
National
I think so.
Association of Gun Rights.
So I do like how in Discord the Cali guy is talking. He says, "I'm disliking all arms scholar vids. It's clickbait max. Like you're just disliking them all." Like,
dude, I saw one today, and I'm like, "No, you're not gonna get me."
Yeah,
dude, look what GL.
It was something about the suppressor. It was something about the suppressor are now legal.
CCW 22LR. Damn, Joe is smart AF. I need him on retainer. GL dude says Wyoming being the most least populous state was the mostly correct thing I've ever heard.
Can we get that on a shirt? I would wear that one.
Wyoming being the most least populous state was the mostly correct thing I've ever heard. That is good.
This is the most least correct thing I've ever heard.
Yeah.
Yeah.
NAGR, please. I don't know.
Yeah, it's just magazine. There's no high standard, low.
National Association for Gun Rights. What did I say?
Gun rights. Yeah, that's what you said.
We were pretty close.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm. Hey, we weren't gonna have an off the rails segment? I thought we talked about that.
It's kind of
we basically been going off the rails.
It's off. We put the train back on the tracks every 15 minutes or so, and then it just wee.
I was so proud of the transition that we came up with.
Yeah,
you have it.
It was gonna be a train like going off a cliff, and you hear the wreckage in the background. Like,
yeah, I haven't created it yet.
Okay,
and it'll just
now you guys got to preview
so
it.
It doesn't matter.
It's like now an off the rails segment, so anything goes. And it's like all these questions, like Ducklesworth one that says just in time.
To request my bacon club and sauce. What's up, boys? What's up, Ducklesworth? Haven't seen you comment before. Welcome.
Dude,
glad you're here towards the tail end of this. Ducklesworth.
Ducklesworth sounds like been here before. You don't kick in the door and talk like that if you've never been here before.
What's up, boys? Ducklesworth sounds like someone that's on DuckTales.
Oh, hey, do another YouTuber comment.
I don't know who said it a while ago, but the tip to use nail polish as thread lock has been really helpful lately. That sounds like something Croak would say.
That sounds like a Croakism.
I don't use it as thread locker. I use it as what's the marker like to tell if it's
twisted or not, if it's turned.
Yeah,
anti-sabotage.
As an emergency thread locker, it's great, but Loctite is cheap and works a lot better and more chemically resistant. So maybe it wasn't Croak. Yeah, Matt.
Yeah,
loser. We're just gonna start calling him Matt.
Let's call him Matt.
Yeah.
He's like, my name's not Matt. Like, it is now.
We call you another Matt.
It is now.
Remember Dan, Danny.
Well, yeah,
Bob?
they changed their name to
changed
Dan
it to
Daniel.
that?
They changed
Yeah.
to what you called them.
Yeah, because it was like HJCD 324.
Oh, that was something. So they're talking about witness marks or index.
witness mark, index
So that's what that guy got so mad at me about on the ScopeSwitch review. He's like, someone who doesn't even use witness marks obviously doesn't know what he's doing. I'm like, bro, I install a new scope every 3 days. I'm not going to witness mark them all of. You know what happens if one came loose? Oh well.
It doesn't matter.
Like nothing happened.
I know when I'm
We've
loose
gone to the-
because it turns.
The zero is off. Like, oops, zero is off.
Vaping Grandpa says, I stopped watching his videos, I think Arm Scholar, a long time ago. Nothing but clickbait. Mostly watch 4 Boxes Diner now.
Okay, what annoys me is
I
that
gotta look at that one.
if he changed his format, it could be way more useful. Now I learned to like whatever he says, like I can watch a preview and I'll say what he's gonna say. So and so happened. Let's talk about it. Like, nope, stop there. Don't watch anymore because there's
Do you know what I do?
no more information in there.
Do you know what I do? If I haven't seen another one of the subscribers, video that I subscribe to talking about that subject, then I know it's clickbait and I don't watch it.
Yeah, like when Mr. Guns and Gear came up, I was like, okay, I'll go look. Like he made a video, and then some other people did. Okay, I'll go look. But other than that, I'm not.
Yeah. So then when Arm Scholar come out with that same topic, then I'll watch it. Dude, I really like him, and I like his presentation. I like his videos, and he's super well informed, and he gets into the weeds on it. I really like it.
He's nice.
I just hate when he's like, no silencers are now completely legal. Like I didn't even click on that one, dude.
Oh, and then you talk to him, and he says nothing about that. He's like, so there's a case coming up that may go to court in October. Like, bro, it's June.
Yeah.
And they might rule on this.
I thought I was the only one who couldn't make it through Arm Scholar. Nope.
Like I said, I'm with Joe. I like the dude a lot. I like his presentation. I like the videos he does.
Clickbait.
But if I get one more Biden video, like there's like there's like the building
Biden yelling at something
in his hand, like grabbing, like, oh my god, dude, like just try to make a thumbnail.
The pressers are no longer.
You kind of did that with your ScopeSwitch video, where you were like,
doing something different. I'm trying it
out. Croak says all the 2A news videos are pretty lame, except that Texas one with the well-informed and well-endowed female blonde.
Yeah, they were super nice to us, by the way.
She's actually a tranny. So
no, she's not.
Even better. That's appropriate.
Cody goes even
better. What are they? The armed attorneys?
Yeah, I like
the armed attorneys.
Awesome. If you're looking for a 2A, he focuses on Washington a lot, but he doesn't branch out.
Oh, I love him. Washington Gun Law.
Washington Gun Law, one of my favorites.
Awesome.
William Kirk.
Yeah,
good dude. I should join the.
And what's the other one that I shared that you reshared? And what's his? I really like him too. He moved to Tennessee.
I forget his name. He's not my favorite. He can be kind of clickbaity too. What is his name?
No, he isn't.
I didn't even watch that video because I thought it was Armed Scholar.
No,
it looked like an Armed Scholar.
I was just worried.
I was like, nope. And Walsh was like, "This is a great video." I was like, "I don't believe you."
Guns and Gadgets.
I found it all by myself. Yeah, Guns and Gadgets.
That's the one. Yeah,
I like. Those are the 3 that I watch all the time.
Sometimes you can get into some stuff that's like, this crazy thing's happening later. Like, damn it.
California Conservative says, I wanted to try and support, but he is tough to watch. I gave up. We met him at SHOT Shows. Really nice guy. Super nice.
I hope we meet him this year because I'm straight up going to tell him.
He railed the street.
That's awesome.
Is it Guns and... So XL Tomahawk says Guns and Gear. Or is it Guns and Gadget?
Gear. I think Guns and Gear. It's Guns and Gear.
Well, California Conservative said Guns and Gadgets.
Well...
Maybe it is.
If you look it up, you find it. One of them probably.
Chubby dude, prior cop, now lives in Tennessee, does coffee stuff.
I just pulled it up.
I like Guns and Gadgets in Johnny B.
Yeah, Johnny being funny, but he kind of I stopped watching him a couple years ago. But
interesting. Alrighty, well, that gets us through Guns and Gadgets, new Second Amendment news. There you go. Yeah. Guns and Gadgets.
Let me see the YouTube channel. I know him.
Oh my God. I like what CCW.
That's the YouTube channel? Yeah. That's his face?
That's the YouTube channel.
This
He
like
said, let me see the YouTube
we're
channel.
like 60-year-old men,
So
right?
many-
Is that a YouTube channel? Turn on the
Yeah.
Wi-Fi.
Dude,
I got
it's
Wi-Fi
half
on the
inch by
phone.
half inch square. I don't know. Dude.
I have. Why can't I get Wi-Fi in
That
this
ain't it.
building? I bought unlimited Wi-Fi.
Try Guns and
Well, we're-
Gadgets.
Good.
we're about
Yeah, that's him. That's him.
we gotta wrap this up. So let's go around the room and let's talk about what we have coming up. Joe's got a
one
video
thing
tomorrow.
real quick, because it said, I dare you, Joe. Ask any of the three in here if I'll do that or not. I'll probably be with Jason for it, so he'll record it.
What
is it?
was it?
Would you agree?
I said that if I see him at SHOT Show, I'm going to tell him that in video are complete clickbait, and all of our viewers say the same thing. That we like him, we would watch him video, but nobody watches them because they're all clickbait.
I mean, we'll definitely see him. We see me.
Oh,
and
I'm
Jason
definitely going to say that.
usually there's not an opportunity. Like he'll be like he'll be eating breakfast or like. Eating
I'll go interrupt him.
Maybe whose idea was it for Joe to come to SHOT Show?
maybe Joe's flight doesn't happen.
Yeah, now I have two objectives at SHOT Show. Get somebody to threaten Walsh so I can act on it.
That happens.
And let Armed Scholar know that video are clickbait.
I thought one was go to Springfield and tell them that we should get a discount code.
Oh,
I
yeah,
thought
that too.
Yeah, that was.
Did we tell everybody that we're all going to SHOT Show?
No,
I don't think
nobody
so.
knows that. We were gonna. That was gonna be a surprise, but
Way to ruin
Surprise!
All right. So hopefully, so Joe's got a video coming out tomorrow, a Phoenix flashlight video. What else do we have? I don't have a video this week.
I have a video.
I need to make one.
J-Dub says it's TLD's last time at SHOT Show. That's probably the truth.
No,
right?
Joe's last time at SHOT Show.
Oh,
yeah.
So I have a video. I'm going to be on Sunday. I'm going to be doing the Defense Mechanisms 2.0 update video. They're going to be going over the MEPC 2.0. We're also going to be doing a giveaway of the MEPC 2.0 in that video. So I'll probably be posting it tomorrow. So you'll see it on the YouTube channel. I'll post it. Those of you that are in Discord probably already saw the link for it. So I was testing it out. There was like 28 people already signed up for it. So we're going to go through till the end of October. And then first live chat in November, we'll draw the name. I can't do it on the wheel, which is annoying, but I think in the future we can, because you can't pull a manual name out of the list. But later on we can. There's something we can do later when we do that. So it'll end up getting picked. CCW 22LR, yes, we already did a Springfield Hellcat video. Joe already did that. He did a cool one.
Yeah, a couple years ago.
Yeah, a while ago. So,
trigger,
so I'm doing the MEPC video 2.0, showing you all the cool updates. They did a lot of really nice stuff on it if you're looking at that carrier or looking to do something new. So, yep, you can win one. So that's all I got.
The wheel always wins. All right, so this is going to be new for us, trying to close out of here.
Well, Cody had something.
What's up,
I'll
Cody?
tell you all what I'm going to do.
This could be some backstage stuff.
Okay.
Oh, okay.
All right. Guys, we appreciate you coming. We appreciate you being here, and hopefully you enjoy this new format. Honestly, comment, hit us up in Discord. Let us know what you'd like to see different. I don't know. We'll see. We'll see how it goes.
CCW 22LR. Jump on next Thursday and ask a question about the Hellcat towards the beginning, and we'll talk about it.
Yeah, while we're on the rail.
Watch our videos. If you want to know anything else, comment it next Thursday.
Yeah. Thanks, Croak. Hit the like button, everyone.
Thanks, Croak.
Yep. Thanks,
All right,
everybody.
guys. Let's see if we can make this work.
Let's see what happens.
It's going to go to hell.
Oh, God.
Keep waving, Cody. We're still live and I can hear everybody.